Hello, hello, hello! I am Kasasagi Usagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. Look at this cat boy looking at me. Look somewhere else, Grahatia. I ain't interested. We are going to finish up Crystal Tower today. We will see the conclusion of that and the conclusion of Hildi. And then tomorrow we will finish up A Realm Reborn. But I'll talk about that more at the end of stream. If we have some leftover time, there are some quests I can do. I believe I have a Arcanist quest and Alchemy, probably. So we will do all that right now. Who's got the quest for me? Is it you? Rembrandt has a furrowed brow and the look of one with ill tidings. If you remember, the clones of the Allagons were whisked away into the void, as was our good friend Nero. Ah, Akali, it is good you are come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Uni, Daga, and Nero, imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Cypress Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Zand. But you, Akali, you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with a terrible void set known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Daga and Uni labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through a rift and dragged up the pair of them and Nero out of the realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Uni, Daga, and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Zan's orders and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place Hainai hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Uni and Daga, so too will the tower heed only those with the royal blood of Alag. 'Tis a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexuous, according to the elegant tombstone Nero presented us. During the golden age of Alag, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't had such technology, Ammon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we await, a vast rift through which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Zane's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the ladder would suffice, but then what of the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, the power could discharge and cause a calamity like the one that destroyed Alag. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall to the might of this threat. We know but one way out of this predicament. Rescue those who cannot control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Cypress's power for our own purposes and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. We have heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturges Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters, and with Master Garland working to create said portal, and the final preparations are well underway. Ah, here comes the man himself. Akali, just the woman we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors? Quite well. The device is nearly ready, though. Attaching the damnable thing to Cypress Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got, but it should produce the energy we need. With a little more fine-tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here at your request. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I leave Biggs, Wedge, and the 8 Sentinels as guides, but do hurry, Akali. I'm sure you wouldn't miss another chance to save the world, would you? Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? To the Crystal Tower, then. Akali, I bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Cypress Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom. But it should be fine, really. Anyway, you'd best go way to the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation. 7 p.m.? Are you okay, Sprightly? It's okay. And I'll circle back around. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can't open a gateway to another world. Is there something amiss, Graha? Ah, Emperor Zan's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alec's art and power. Now it is nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Alagon civilization had lived on and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different would our history be? How much further would we have advanced? Fortunately, there was no stopping Zand in his ambition. There were those who tried. Zan's war of dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alag. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Alex's heart for the kill, Zan lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zan desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power, held within Dalabad, be emptied into Cypress Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Cyprus was swallowed beneath the very earth upon which once it stood. The fourth umbral calamity. I've learned of its cause from Uni and Doga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Zan to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Heligon history is astounding, Graha. Why, a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap 'tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Yes, Biggs? Are you ready? Ready and raring to open the gate, void gate, Chief. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of Argrius. So just give us the word and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good, then let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone step away from the throne. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. A rift to the world of darkness, as Uni called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. We can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the dark realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever. Only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the void gate stays open. As will the Scions of St. Konek. The rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are truly lost. Which leaves Akali, my friend. 'Tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but there are none more able. Pray lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades, but you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. This is our gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you have passed beyond the rift. Make certain you are prepared before leaving. Might I have a moment of your time, Akali? There is a matter of import we must needs discuss ere you leave. It's true. That's a good question. It's always on me. I always gotta do everything around here. Akali, I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Alagon royalty. Long I have pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Daga himself admitted, but what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow meeting those 2 clones has wrought a great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something. Something ancient, but ever so important. And my father's words echo in my mind, the selfsame ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Alok. Mayhap what I wish to remember, and these words are related. Mayhap not. But I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with mine own 2 eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. No. You have my thanks, my friend. Now let us venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. If you have prepared yourself, let us waste no time in rescuing our comrades from the darkness. It has been a couple of months. I feel like the queue's gonna pop soon, so I hesitate to do anything. Oh, you look cute. Oh, their name is Zesty Oranges. Delicious. Well, I'll take a gamble. Let's go to Ulda. I know we gotta save the world, but I'm gonna do some alchemy. You understand. It's very important. Well, we almost made it. Severin, I'm so sorry. I will come back. Do you actually ever do any alchemy? You just stand there. Hello, hello, strings. Music in here is very good. Oh boy. Oh, scheisse. Well, this is going well. Music is very good. Well, that was exciting. What happened was there's 3 chimeras, and the chimeras do these things called Ram's Voice and Dragon's Voice. Dragon's Voice does a giant AoE out, and Ram's Voice does a giant AoE in. Both of which can probably do a big kill. Oh. But they can be interrupted. But it wasn't interrupted. So everyone who was close to the chimeras got hit with a bunch of Ram's Voices and died immediately. Which was basically me, my entire party. So that's exciting. Yeah, guys. It's gonna be a no mechanic kind of run. Oh, okay. Well. This is super bad for me, actually. They're fighting in Alliance chat for good reason. Oh god. Okay, well at least I'm on blue. Yeah. don't have any more MP. Yeah, people just don't like to do things sometimes. And it comes as a detriment to the rest. Gotta get in red. I thought this would be a nice fun time of me explaining the mechanics and showing you what I was doing, but it's really just me panic healing. Because this is an actual disaster. Okay, well. It got done and we didn't die, and I think that's all you can ask for sometimes. Clothes for me? No. Never anything for me. Well, I can't wait for some of these fights. I'm sure nothing further will go wrong. Everything is totes daijotes. We gotta kill the gates, which no one is doing. Gotta kill the middle gates first. Yeah. Yeah. Kill the gates again. Everything is going to be fine. We did it that time. God. Okay. So. They just won't get out of the AoEs. It's so baffling to me. They just stand in them. stand with it. No, 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 no. They would have died if I hadn't done that for them. You're supposed to stack together. My tank is made out of actual paper. I remember something about the slime. Ninja boots. Look at this little frog. I wish they weren't looking at me. Oh, shockwave. Shockwave. So, you always want to stay on the puppy side. Oh fuck. I knew better. I have next to people. Oh yay, I won the ninja shoes. Oh, I threaded the needle. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, that's right, we're C. I just want pretty healer clothes, and it never drops. Who disturbs the gloom? Ah, mortals from the realm of light, you have not stumbled here without whatever. I am the cloud of darkness. What I do not smother, I devour. What I cannot devour, I destroy. The covenant is everlasting. All mortals before the flood of darkness will sink lifeless into the void. Did they actually wait for me? No. Kind of. Oh fuck. I might get beamed. Please don't beam me. Oh fuck. That sucks. So she is the boss from Final Fantasy III. The final boss from Final Fantasy III. Stand on paths. Fuck. Not the red mage, LB! I can't see anything. Ah! Aiming pants! No! Ugh. Easy peasy. That first boss is always the Chimera and the first boss are always very like, uh-oh. Nice. I don't need those, and I don't want this. I got the little minion. I know. And one come. Only one. Where in the seven hells are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause a little. Donga! Uni! Can you hear me? Nero! Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Oh no, he got pickled. Though I do not blame you for missing my company. Thank the 12. Are you alright? Does that man look alright? He got all fucked up. He's all gooey. All as alright as can be expected. Uni has simply passed out. Ugh, that man is not okay. Nero, by the gods, what happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep and allowed this foul place entry into his body. Now the darkness claws at the aether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The cloud of darkness was bound by Zan's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Alagon royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. He's got a little something like, not so much there, or there so much, but like... I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void scent. The cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorzea, and simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Where? Uni, you are safe. Our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. Mortals, you have dared to challenge me and now must feel my wrath. Do you think to destroy me in my realm? Here I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. And yet, though we may not be able to control it, this may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now, whilst the cloud can barely hold her form, mayhap we can sever Zan's contact. Yes, and raise the bridge between the crystal tower and this foul place once and for all. Akali, Graha, you must flee. You and Doga mean to stay here? 'Tis madness. You must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the crystal tower. What is this trickery? Your blood? You too gain protection from Zan's blood? Grahatia, you are possessed of royal blood. That is why the royal eye runs in your line. 'Tis a gift you have inherited, Graha. You have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I had thought the time would come to I had thought the time would consume all of Alog that was. That a man should still live with his forebears' blood in this age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line and used the highest of Alagon technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Alagon, not as you are now, but your royal eye bespeaks of a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all, the light of hope. But how should I use this light? Pray tell me. You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We will share our blood with you, Graha. Though its effects will be but ephemeral, it will bolster the Alagon presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill your destiny. All within the royal eye are bound by the fate of Alog. Our part in this journey is to bury Zan's dark ambitions in the past. This was the true Uni and Doga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this the light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. You must leave us as well, Nero. I am sorry we could not live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it whilst defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero, but do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doga, Uni, I thank you. We shall never forget you. Now, Akali, Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of light. No, you shall not escape us. Here, Zan's bloodstained dreams of glory end. There, the glint of light. It grows faint, then the bridge between realms grows fragile by the Covenant's annulment. If that light dies, we are stranded here. Hurry! Nero, no! You must move! Leave me! I don't need you. If I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I'll not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Alog. I am Nero Tolskavia, the man who will yet outdo Alog and Garland. That was what you hoped to... May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, damn you! must move on. This is not where I come to rest. But how... So those damn clones did it after all. Now onwards. You owe me, Nero. The hells I do. You have returned unharmed, thank the gods. When the void gate started to close, I had never felt so powerless in all my life. We were running like madmen trying to keep the gate open, and then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all... Where are Uni and Daga? They're not... I see. I will miss the two of them dearly, but I am happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower, though we now have no one able to seal it. That is not true, my friend. Uni and Daga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Grah! Yes, I can see it in your eyes. Good. Then let us put an end to this and sail away the tower. I understand your instinct, Rambaros, but please give us a moment to rest. I am weary to the bone, and Nero and Akali are both emerged from long battle. Of course, you have the right of it. Come, we shall leave this place for a spell, and repair to St. Kona's find. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Akali. Would that I could have been more useful beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Daga and Uni's blood. I have to remember what I wish to. Have I remembered what I wish to? Yes, something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebear's dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It was not my place to keep you. Pray go on ahead of me. There is something small I would do before I return. I could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been part of your adventures for longer, Akali. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for millennia and brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now finally, 'tis my time to see it realized. Do. Well, at least we saved Nero. 1 out of 3. Probably the worst of the 3, but not too bad. We've done worse. Oh. Excuse me. I cannot express how glad I am you returned safely, Akali, and with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. Rest, if you will, and let us free ourselves from the specter of the Alagons. With a look of finality upon him, Rembrandt seems intent upon sealing the crystal tower once and for all. I trust you have rested, my friend? Good. I wish to seal the tower now, but there is something we must do first. Let me summon the others to hear in full what happened beyond the rift. So the Allegan Eye that runs in Graha's line does mean that royal blood flows in his veins. I suppose it's not too odd to think his forebears gained via ancient technology, but who imbued his family with the blood, and for what purpose? Mayhap this was all fate, from discovering the tower to Graha gaining Uni and Daga's blood. Has Graha said anything for that matter? Where is Graha, and what of Nero? I'm not sure about our resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. But knowing him as I do, I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being, though he is still Nero. Akali, you say Graha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower? I wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Rembrois! Master Rembrois! 'Tis Graha, sir. He came into the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? I do not know, sir, but he was quite insistent. He all but bloodily forced me out of the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and ask your guidance. Very well, let's go and speak with these researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, Akali, please come with me. No doubt Graha means to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. Make me fly all the way back there? Unbelievable. Graha, what have you done? I don't got time for this. What in the world was Grahatia thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew that myself. Of course he would tell me nothing, but he will be honest with you, miss. I am certain of it. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are in mind to seal the tower, Graha. I know time is of course of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what is this nonsense? If autism is, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Uni and Daga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Elag, or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in Zan's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Elag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land, and prayed that the Crystal Tower would become a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only member of Elag's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Elag's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most, The man was my forebearer. For millennia we waited. Alag's art and ingenuity faded, our royal blood grew thin, but before that last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. The crystal tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Alag's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings, else we may never fully comprehend them. Thank you for the sippy. 'Tis as you say, Sid. We could wait for someone someday to reach the same heights as Alag, but by then we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Amit did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that. I am deadly serious, Sid. The tower may only be used once. Men rival the Alagons in knowledge. I will slumber within Cypress Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. 'Tis the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside of these doors. Go. Create a future where hope reigns and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will make you change your mind, will it? Onwards, to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Alag, just you wait. We'll cover all that last ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Graha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray keep alive our successes, and forgive us of our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. The 12 keep you until then, Rembroas. I look forward to learning of your exploits, and you, Acully. I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancients' wish. Crystal Tower slumbers again, then. 'Tis too quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibilities beckon, and I am bound to follow. A new dawn has come for me. Goodbye, Catboy. Goodbye forever. We're just losing friends left and right. Aw, come on, dude. Don't start shit that you can't finish. That's what I thought. See you later, Space Catboy. You've just missed Sidicali. There is much that needs his attention, if he is to fulfill Graha's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah, no matter how lonely St. Konux has become for our friend's departure. We must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labor for a brighter future, lit by Graha's beacon. Sealing the Crystal Tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friends. May our paths cross again. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. No. Get your Bahamut butt out of my face. Or it's a behemoth, but you know. Alright. Now we have to go see Hildebrand. Where was that? I think by the Colosseum? And this will be the last segment of the Hildebrand story until we finish Heaven's Ward. So you know it's going to be a buck wild fucking time. Off the walls, off the rails. Ellie would share with you a shocking new turn in the Phantom Thief case. I was wondering when you'd show up, Akali. I hope you haven't made any plans for the night because we've got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friend the Phantom Thief? Damn, I should just skip it. Well, it seems he's decided to branch out from the burglary to cold-blooded murderer. If the rumors are to be believed, he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Uldan society. Well, I really don't think there's any loss then. Mr. Many Faces has been kind enough to leave us one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt to the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. Not that you'll hear me complaining. No, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Eye's been selling like Pond's cakes. The only rub is that it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Until now, that is. Shall we, Akali? The hidden treasures of Ulda, was it? If there's anyone who can shed some light on this, it's you-know-who. To Sunsilk Tapestries. Is that, the Weaver's Guild? I'm gonna guess it's the Weaver's Guild. I suppose I could just look at the map. Aw, beans. Oh no, it's just right out there. Every day. Every day you're all just dancing out here. Well Well, now, if it ain't my favorite venturer, and my favorite Mithril Eye reporter, along with her, tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. As much as I'd like to help you two lovely ladies, I'm afraid you found old Wormwood at a loss. Ul'dah has more of its fair share of treasures hidden than otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it that they formed a regiment of their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Akali. I say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the sworn. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the whirlwind type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourself involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time, the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Akali, time is of the essence. Ugh. I think I know where the heart of the Sultan's sworn is. Yes, yes. It's like right over here, right? Yeah. You know where all the Sultan's sworn are? Halt! Only authorized personnel are allowed in. They'll bugger me with a broadsword. It's the Gentleman of Light's adventuring companion, and that catty but cute reporter in the Mithril Eye. Well, well, if it isn't the self-styled warrior of light, tell me, what tales did you spin to the Sultan's sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that the Gentleman of Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me to the depths of my soul. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero, Master Hildebrand. The Sultan's sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You've come to assist Master Hildebrand in his investigation, haven't you? Cor, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I can do to help with you two ladies who united me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it seemed. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Baladia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, aye? A pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that might shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie, and if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here, one Akali Yana, yes? You know Akali? As any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist the investigation. Doubtless the inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. Oh man, you need to get out of this side quest. The Sultan's sworn, the elite of Uldah's elite. I can only hope that they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Braradin, you're always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Akali, a moment if you would. Right there. Very good. Now face me, and don't move an ilm. Inspector! What is that in your... Demasking dust. A formula of my own devising that would allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mass left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesis a countertangent that would dissolve and disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Brilliant, Inspector. The Phantom Thieves pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan's Horn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Ulda, the last of the 4 relics of Baladia. I fear not. I've pored through the histories time and time again, but only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference to an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in a righteous glare. The legend goes on to describe the 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by the 4 Baladian heroes, but makes no mention as their appearance or nature. 3 times we've tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times he has foiled us off by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play into the fiend's strengths. All artifacts of Baladian's origins have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, my lady. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan's Sworn have launched into an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we are far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. This must be that demasking dust and all that talk of the palace. But you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. A shame that. Inspector Hildebrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of the method of killing? Conked over the head with a krugel? Gutted with a great sword? Strangled with a subligar, mayhap? I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern in any event. The murder plots, the deaths of the 2 were more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renewed powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar turned butcher delivered to justice. Your presence here is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildebrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. He may have 1,000 faces, but with Inspector Burden's demasking dust, the masquerade will soon be over. Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend. I like your gusto, but if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Oh, thank you for the follow. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly a colleague, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 sins of Sasimo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let's be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Phyllis's demasking dust to good use. I don't know where that is. Oh, it's like right out the door. Okay. We want to go to the thaumaturgist guild. Ooh, baby, it's raining. Right outside Ulda, huh? Flowers. How intriguing. Flowers. Yes, it's all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Just what do you think you're doing, eh? Eh? I'm the one who put those flowers there. To honor the memory of me poor boy, you dare defile his memory? Eh? Eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. Ahem. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Leave this place. Run away while you still can. Run far, far away. Run, or he'll turn you into a zombie, just like my poor, poor boy. A living person turned into a zombie. Nonsense. Not nonsense. My boy, history. Or have you not heard of the horrors of Sildi? Ulda, sibling nation against which we waged wars centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, but I speak of far greater horrors than death. An unholy drought brewed by Sildian alchemist, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers. The traitors' spurn. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But ye won't hear that from the Sultan sworn. Donal alone knows why. But they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. The traitors' spurn. I'd heard the stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing, just who are we dealing with here? A Sildan, I'm sure of it. Only a Sildan would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Sildan died 4 centuries ago, you say? Oh, they did. He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does, but did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Heard the tales from my own great-great-grandmother, I did, about the 4 relics of Baladia and the powers they hold, the powers to exact justice. A spectre of Silda has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe unto us all! Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father, if only you'd kept your nose out of those history books, I'd never so much breathed the accursed name of Silda, but you did, and now we're doomed! Doomed! Yeah? We just let that woman just walk away. That bleeding whore son's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. The most potent hair tonic the realm has ever seen. Aye, that it was. For all of a fortnight, afore my own flowing locks fell out all over again. And just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand, just to twist the knife in an extra ill. Mountebank, charlatan! I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls. I remember that old man. And I remember giving him a hair potion. But goddamn, I don't remember why. Shades from Silda. Living men turned into zombies. The old croon's lost not just her son, but her wits as well. Hildebrand is onto something, or at least he thinks he is. It's all becoming clear to me now. The dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I have suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away its rotting flesh, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has peeled away the false scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless seduction. Ahem! A phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh centuries on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. And what is the true nature of the spectre's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Silda might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Baradin. Whatever knowledge is to be gained at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. You're gonna let me go do that too? Baradin! I would be much obliged if you could keep him out of my way, Akali. I have some real investigating to do and would prefer to be free of distractions. Baradin, please, I don't wanna! Ugh. Wait. Oh, I don't have... I can't blow you up because I never did that quest. You're lucky. You're lucky that my thing doesn't have guns. I am delighted how much you like Hildebrand, despite him being an absolute clown. Gods be good, you're the adventurer who saved me back at the ruins. Researching the ancient feud between Ulda and Silda, are you? Why, I'm pleased to say that I am more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still, to the birth of their mother nation, Baladia. The fifth astral era was an age of untold wonders when the arcane arts beguiled the great civilizations that commanded such powers flourished. The age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated the War of the Magi, which brought the great flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homes or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalan, where they would found the nation of Baladia some 8 centuries agone. Imagine a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had Baladian civilization survived to this very day? Alas, this was not to be. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Sildan. As a fellow student of history, though, I am more than welcome to conversation. Baladia's civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. With neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split the kingdom in two, forming twin nations of Ulda and Sinda. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Cerberus. Hello? Hello, puppy. Greetings, traveler. You would learn of the war between Ulda and the fallen Sultanate of Silda? It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. Not even once. Not even once. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, accumulating an outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ulda emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battles fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Ulda's superior numbers, Silda alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem. Employing a frightful formula known as the Traitor's Spurn, they brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Oh, I don't know if we've actually been in the Thaumaturgy's Guild, but it's run by a bunch of tiny, very edgy little Lalafels, all with Coco in their names. They're all brothers, I believe. Coco Busy, Coco Boha, Coco Boga, and Coco Bonnie. And then the leader is over here, Coco Buki. He's the edgiest of them all. Look at this little guy. What's that you see? You seek knowledge of the bad blood between Ulda and Silda? I suppose I can spare a moment or two, but take good notes, I am not fond of repeating myself. 2 scales, one of gold and one of silver. The gold of Ulda weighing prosperity and power, the silver of Silda weighing knowledge and power. But the power wrought by the 2 nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Uldan prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Sildan knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories are clear, but riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does that say of the words writ within? Yes, truth can be as elusive and as fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that the war against Silda, Uldan, and Amalja warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not, and neither did I until I encountered a faded passage of an ancient text buried deep in our archives. And yet, in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone at some time deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I have said enough already. Yogi Bara. My ever a loyal associate! Tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of scholars in these halls? Indeed, as it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Balhadia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ulda and Silda. The 2 nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, accumulating in outright war. Daunted by Ulda's superior military might, Silda employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, and transforming their own citizens alive and dead into a fearsome undead legion. Yet I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of the doomed Silda, who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildan statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. A brilliant plan! Perhaps you'd like to find yourself a... Oh, that's not her. A brilliant plan! Perhaps you'd like to find yourself a shovel and dig the statesman out of his grave yourself. Leaving aside the nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Silda. His garish garb is no doubt meant to invoke the silver scales of the fallen sultanate. The Sildan connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Baladian relics our thief carefully possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims of past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Yes. I mean, I have. I've completed all the side quests in the game. Oh, I have no idea. There's people that have every achievement if they've been playing since the dawn of times. Yeah, I have no idea how many side quests and stuff there are. The only things I haven't done are, and I wouldn't even call them quests per se, is I'm missing, no, it's definitely completable. The only thing I'm missing that I would count as a quest is doing a very, very difficult 48-man raid, which was a Stormblood raid, and it kind of concludes a quest line for the Isle of Val, which we'll get to eventually. Oh yeah, I'm just not doing side quests on this particular character. If I was to hop over onto my main, it's empty. The maps have nothing. So. A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait, yes, it's coming to me, of course. My keen investigator senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find them? My sources identified the man as Garagia, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? A lot of these, so like this blue one, this would be to become a thaumaturgy, which would be to unlock this. But this is just a side quest. So a lot of the blues are for classes and stuff like that. Things we will not be doing. They do eventually run out, though. My keen instincts tell me that Master Gurjari's testimony will be key to monumental breakthrough in our investigation. Yes, I shall employ the ancient Vanderville art of parley to skillfully extract the information we require. Yes, if you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the mithril eye, never blinking, all-seeing. You know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Lady Duralda! Well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these envisions this fair day? Why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Briarden, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Gagaria, we can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But Lady Duralda, what about... Ah, yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Eshtima's last seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make it a trip to Ul'dah myself? I'll say this once more, Gagaria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They... Yes, even the stupid one helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Alright, I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear from me, got it? I was looking into the kiln on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some old zombie dust. The traitor's spurn, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me thinking. Silda, 5 victims. Aye, the arbiters of truth. The arbiters of truth? I am not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge out of the Ulda-Silda conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell us what sort of knowledge that might be. Thall's balls, don't make me say more. I got a family to feed. Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you, and where can we find him? Hob! His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me he was going to sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the ship docks, yet he said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. Then the man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's identities. Now, don't ask me how that all works, but Hobbs got a high-ranking friend in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had all been zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Manderville art of parley has produced for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger, even as we speak. No, no. Oh no, he's dead. But Master Hob, is everything quite alright? No, stand back, Ellie. Hunger. I hunger for your brains! Damn, there's no saving this man. Akali, do what you must. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. It would seem we were a few moments late to the scene. A message, and then there was one. There it is again. Huh? Is something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense, a sense that someone or something is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I, too, had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let us meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector! Inspector! I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give you my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. Miss Ellie, there is something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe, and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, Inspector... Costa del Sol! Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. A secret vow! Oh, consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now let us be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. The news of Hop's death will not sit well with Miss Phyllis, but a gentleman must do what a gentleman must do. A fourth victim? Thal, have mercy! Were you able to glean aught of a connection to the other victims? The arbiters of truth? No, no, it cannot be. Somebody help! Miss Ellie! The voice came from the direction of the vault. We must hurry. Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man, I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only... bash his brains in with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. You remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Shinashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before it could stop her. This man wears the armor of a sultan sworn, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. The thief of many faces! To think we would find our man like this. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance, I declare this case closed. I return the sachet to you, Miss Phyllis. Whilst the gesture was appreciated in the end, it proved a superfluous to my cracking of the case. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value you'd like to wantonly destroy? What is the meaning of this? Ingenious. A double disguise, planned by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is Guji, one of the most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? No, that's impossible. Of course, it all makes perfect sense. What the Phantom seems to thank her for burgeoning readership, the rise through the ranks of the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched the plan to... My lady, the vault has been breached! The wise man's whisper, it's gone! For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many places, an enemy to the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. And now the game is truly afoot. Bah! What is the meaning of this racket and rumpus? And just as we were about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so, Indigo? Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw, I think it was just a dormouse. To think he literally stumbled face first into the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But worry not. Yet I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. How could we have been so blind? When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable. Not even the shockingest of turn of events will deter the famed agent of inquiry. My ever-loyal associate, we must find Miss Ellie, and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companion, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh, Miss Phyllis, I thought you had already departed in the company of your men, but all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than Hildebrand me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known to the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating the position in the committee had opened, and that I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. Hello, Zath! I knew there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I do. How do you do? I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Phyllis, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned investigator, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. Yay! I'm very happy for you, Zath. Are you feeling better? My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector! Over here! What did you make? Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw something in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see. It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Akali, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. Ooh, you really went all out. Where is Miss Ellie? Do you think she went looking for the dormouse too? Oops. Apologies, Akali, but I require a moment alone with my thoughts. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Trust no one, and your friends all the less. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. You obtain a sachet of demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Oh. Ho ho ho! If it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Akali! I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you. Oh, so your pursuit of the thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn, and you have now come upon a series of anonymous letters. Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend, or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. Zath, oh, thank you. There is a side quest, with this man, where you rub oil on his body. It's very hilarious. It's in the hot springs, too. Ugh. Yeah. I can't remember where you get it, but it's hilarious. That said, I fear my dear Hildi may be a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist you in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildebrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased. Wasn't he thought dead for like 5 years? Does she even know he's alive? If the thunder speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst, and yet we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the impostor beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Akali. What say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss? Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. Miss Ellie is the Phantom Thief. It is the only logical conclusion, yet I cannot help but feel another truth still evades us. Inspector Barrington told me all about it. Who'd have thunk Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. It stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could not pull off the ruse. Curses! This one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him in quickly. Time is of the essence. I questioned the Sultan sworn outside. To a man they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father! What brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now if you would so kindly stand still and shut up, the fiend already stands among us. Inspector Barden, I could only hope you were not doubting me. I keep forgetting to fix that. That's fine. The bot can keep pointing a gun at itself. I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular band of idiocy. The fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say the occasion calls for a dose of 2 of that powder. Akali here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or 2 lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not, they should be reporting back within a bell's time. Ha! Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle out of this and turn you into reeking, drooly corpses that you deserve to be. I feel that is more than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has only had passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Akali here. Nashu and I, in particular, have a close and extended friendship with our suspects. I shall begin by questioning mine own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense, if he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. Ahem. I am Manderville. Man! Doing what only a Manderville can. From the peaks of Corthus to Thanalan, Manderville. Man, you're the best, Inspector. A perfect score. You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, undoubtedly the true Nashu. I've never loved you more than now, my marvelous muttonhead, you. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more, wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert your charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cranacious old... Genius Inspector. The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Miss Silly, you look somehow different. So the letter spoke true. The fiend was in our midst all along. My prodigious powers of deduction scream out to me. This woman knows something. Another two-layered mask, perhaps. But no, this woman bears a striking resemblance to Miss Ellie. Oh, she got knocked out somewhere else. And then she's fine. Just unconscious somewhere. She'll show up. Who is this unfamiliar woman, and what secrets does she hold? Seven hells, done in by a muscle-bound mutton head and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is almost uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Brereton, once again, you failed to measure up to your lofty reputation. It's totes Daijo Boo. Of course, we resembled each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Sacy. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite all right? Why, it looks like you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. We are, mind you, the last living scions of Sildon Rakasti. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encounter this thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Miss Ceci, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice! For 100 years ago, Uldan dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, the histories say that it was still death that turned their own men into zombies. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth, you who should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. It was Ulda that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder, and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off of his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed sultan sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. By your time of reckoning is nigh, oh yes, before long you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors of that my ancestors knew. And just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader of justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will soon see when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of final survivors stole a vast quantity of powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding it away in the secret vault, sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened by assembling 4 secret relics from Baladia, 4 relics once housed by the royal palace of Silde before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault with the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when the zombie powder rained down on Ulda. No, wait, you'll all be dead. Ha 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 ha! Preposterous. But first, you, my dear, you will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Sissy. Hildebrand! You idiot. Just for once could you not get in the way? Godbert Mandeville. I can't trust your sorry ass to look after him for a day. I knew it! The presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife. Am I to understand that you are Hildebrand's mother? I don't know, Zath. I have no idea. This is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Akali. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. Wait, what? Do you have paw toes for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse, if you hadn't noticed. You, Akali or something, was it? Hildi's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet ye. My dear boy's always been had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry-ass husband here. And look where that got me. You'll help me out, won't ye? Everyone's dead. I dare say it's quite clear who wears the pants in this family, so to speak. Yeah, that woman ain't wearing pants. Where's, oh, there you are. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him, he's green! Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversoul rags and a phial of twice distilled water. This Staying not at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from the trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry! Once the poison spreads throughout the veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I'll search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive. Ouch, that smarts. Egads, Hildi, you're looking none too hard to yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany a collie here and make yourself useful, or do I have to introduce you to that reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, my lady, Gilgamesh is ever at your servants. Sangat sundries, was it? Come now, Akali, there is work to be done. I am making my way out of here. I'm just gonna throw myself over the wall. Yeah, that's how I get down to the next floor. I simply jump. And now I'm at the market. Oversoul rags, you say? I fear I've only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Gah! You expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Well, look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you are more than welcome to a share. You just got that in your pocket? My lady, you are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildebrand and Akali here, I'd still be teeming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I am a woman who pays her debts. She's just... That'll take me if it wasn't Avala of the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the rings, I've been proud to call her one of my biggest fans. Or call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Akali? And with this, our task here is done. Now let us find that traitor named Guest. Yeah, where is this man? Oh, all the way back at the... Okay. Oh, this way. I just look at my map constantly. I am just constantly looking at my map. Sometimes, it happens over time. Once you've done, like, all the side quests, and once you've, like, you just learn as you go. I have many hours under my belt in this game. The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs, and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Huh, perhaps you can give me good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, if they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gil for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. And now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body business, rival or no? The man is on death's doorstep. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, my lady, may I have this dance? Akali, what a lovely surprise! Are you here for the ball, perchance? Heavens, the poor inspector! Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh, what say you bid farewell to the preening fops and scruffy adventurers, and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? Why, it would be my pleasure and honor both, my lord. Provided you first provide my good friend Akali with the bottle of twice distilled water that she seeks. You know this woman? If this is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Umbrella? I knew Hildi to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Akali, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save him. God forbid we lose Hildebrand. How would Sprightly go on? I trust the two of ye would not dare come back empty-handed. I know. We're doing it to save you more than Hildebrand. Bloody brilliant! I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. Thal, ye bloody bugger, guide my skillet. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildi to flush out what's left of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rush-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good. Yes, I'm sure it did. Akali, word has it that Ellie has been sighted on the Sylvan ruins. We must go there with all haste. You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake. Akali, my strength is yours as well. For Ul'dah and our friend Hildi. You remind me of my husband. What with you having more muscles than sense? If you're so keen for making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is the key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I am a warrior, not a... yes, my lady. Oh, he's buying them off the market board. They're so expensive. I say, Induku, the burden we must bear to simply secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Akali. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Akali and Hildi both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends, tired and true. But alas, not I. No, only one friend, true friend, have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and you have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be Indiku, my one true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me? Even a collie could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Indiku, wherever you may wander, hear my words, and return here to my side. Indiku, do you hear me? Indiku! Ye gads, what was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. And what? The crystals. Where have they gone? Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice. Could it be? My faithful companion. Why must you always make me wait so? Yes. He's got a little green chicken. And he accidentally just summoned a primal of his friend. Julian would send you on your way. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moon-sick maiden dogging around at the Silda excavation site with her mind set on turning Ulda into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildi is most touching, but don't you worry. Mommy Dearest isn't going to let her beloved Sid, the son, kick the bucket that easily. You must leave. Go and enjoy the cookins. And I will be taking a sippy. Q just brought me some coffee, so I will be taking a sip of that because it should be cool enough. And it's so tasty. We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try and reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her, but the crate she's sitting on just isn't a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with traitor sperm. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Akali. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spend together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard, and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, Akali. Surely if anyone convinced the woman to abandon her badness, it is you. While in the chat mode, I have to scream out Ellie's name. Wait, why are you here? Oh, to think this girl and her sister were behind the crimes all along. I dare say this realm is awash with capable adversaries. Miss Ellie, I thought we were friends. If beggars believe that I could have been so blind. You do well not to let the anger the last friend. She sits atop an ample supply of zombie powder, and I suspect she's not afraid to use it. Akali, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Your sister Ceci is already in custody. Surrender now, and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Ceci and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world, with which our only quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the Uldan dogs you would defend. Ellie, stop this madness. I'm sorry, Inspector. There's too many of them. All in a day's work for a Manderville man. His hammer was so huge. He will only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of undead at my back and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildebrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far, and he's as good as 6 films under. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildi and do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can starve off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Thal's balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? Ashamed to lose you, Akali, warrior of light that you are. You might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions! When darkness falls, and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in a righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword, are my eyes to be believed? That pose, no, those are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen of light. Just so, my good man. Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you've got my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. Oh, hello there, Mr. Alazar. Cor, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. When we heard Miss Zombiebrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. An immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. It's over. It's all over, Inspector Briarden. You said there was something you would tell me when it was all through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something, someone with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? This adventure has dropped that inspector's IQ to absolutely 0. He has never been worse off in his entire life. He is a ruined man. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for false aspirations cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be easy to attest to rewrite, nay, restore history, but know this. I will do everything in my power to bring about the truth to the fore. Ahem! Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. If you're quite done playing cloak and dagger, I require Alkali's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. Could it be the treaty blade, and the true one at that? None other. I have not the slightest inclination of parting with it, save for the one who could defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I was big. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? If all be merciful. What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent. Abomination? I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. But 'twas the most curious thing. I was holding a crateful of crystals for Hildi's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Indikidu was here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Indiku. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. Akali, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove an easy task. And I trust you not to shirk from the challenge. I, Indikidu, and I shall await you at Ampador Keep. "'Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for our cinematic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies, Indiku! To the skies!" 2 against 1. That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Akali, to Empador. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Oh, but of course, I had near forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Akali, you are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. Primals are the, like, Ifrit and Shiva and Ramu and pretty much all, like, the big bosses I've fought. They are things that are born from prayer and crystals. But they take a large, surplus of ether, which throws off the balance of the world, and that's why they must be destroyed. All's well that ends well, eh, Akali? Hildi's undead acquaintances were kind enough to make an appearance at my request. Who'd have thought zombies could be such gentlemen? I reckon it must be my son's good influence. Ho ho ho, if I knew anything could bring Hildi back from the undead, it would be my dear wife's hand-mixed holy water. That's the world-class culinarian I married. Look at the inspector go. I'm right behind you, Inspector. And with that, my work here is done. You were by far the least incompetent associate I encountered in my travels. For preserving some shred of my sanity, you have my thanks. That said, my time in this land was not a total loss. My experience here have taught me an important lesson. This world, and the fools who populate it, rarely, if ever, abide by the principles of logic. This should serve me well in my future cases. And most importantly of all, I leave here with a vow that has given my life new meaning. But this is no time for sentiment. I'm sorry for deceiving you, Akali. For what it's worth, it wasn't personal. Ellie, forgive me. After 400 years, this might very well spell the end for the Arbiters of Truth. Whether or not to replace the Fallen is a decision for my superiors to make. In either event, I have decided to renounce my position. I thought they were but white lies, but I have seen firsthand the suffering they can cause. Still broken, huh? How do I fix my map? Is that you, Akali? Pray forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave, Akali. Yes, just go on ahead. I will be along directly. I wonder if I have time to get some new clothing. Because there will be no more new gear. Because I didn't succeed in getting anything in the raids at all. So let's get me a new coat, and I can afford boots. Oh, I hope I bought the right thing. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Look at me, I look so cute. So strong. At long last we meet again on the battlefield. I say, and Deku shall come to enjoy our tussles as much as I. It's true. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable, unless you enjoy getting pounced senseless. Ha! Yeah, it looks so nice, so fancy, like a true board. I think we gotta get close. Right? We gotta get close? Yep. Oh, fuck. Me run away? Ha! I was but seeking out a more suitable spot to celebrate my inevitable victory. But enough exposition. Now we fight like men, and ladies who dress like men. For Gilgamesh is a transmogrifying time. I started the fight without you. The mightiest warrior ever to graze the Earth stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh. Prepare yourself. Yeah, they started the fight. It should be alright. That person's gonna die. Because the chains can't be broken, because they didn't get far enough away. They're lucky. To think that my full complement of arms would avail me not. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh. You have my word. The treaty blade too. I shall return, just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Always wait for people in cutscenes. Oh, I'm not gonna win that chicken. Unless you rolled lower than an 18. Roll lower than an 18. A 94? Jesus. Didn't have to slap me that hard. Not! I lied again, like a rug! You can take that rusty old blade for all I care. I thirst for true power, and not but the strongest of swords will satisfy me. Warrior of Light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as my own. Till we meet again. He did. What ho, Akali? Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. The battle has already been won. That is triumphant news indeed. Clear that the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? Akali, what news of the Primal and the Treaty Blade? You guys walked all the way from Ul'dah? With 2 prisoners? Remarkable. I knew that the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildebrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship. At once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I've found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of lost Silda. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those who destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just how did you come to know of these long-lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed on in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might have still had the last laugh. Alas, after speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. But what I wouldn't have given to see it. See, the ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azima's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the Trinity blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Over here, friends! Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. Behold! Safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one, this time, I swear unto you. Yes, yes, just like that, I swear unto you, then... My word, whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous. Hildebrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his bare hands. It would seem that the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon. Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone forth the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Inspector! Oh, Inspector, wait for me! Balls, Hildi! First you almost die in that poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God knows where's without even giving her a kiss goodbye! Oh, it appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildebrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So, in the end, the Silton incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light? Well, the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Balladia. It was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes. It's nothing short of a dream come true. Huh. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and yet he still manages to make a girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end. The bloody bastard. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye, a curious scent wafting in on the winds from a far-flung land. Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends. Forever the wrong want for succor. I, Hildebrand, shall be there. Till we meet again. Oh my god. Well, that's the end of Hildebrand for a while. We got a little Hildebrand minion. They gave us... Where is it? They gave us a little Hildebrand outfit. Where is it? Well, it's for the girls, so I technically got the Makote's outfit, Nashu's, but... And we got, so... And this ended just about on time, too. It comes with a little rose, yeah, so... I wonder, do I get the stockings, or are my boots covering that up? Oh, I do get the stockings. So there we go. So, we ended right on time, for the most part. Yeah, hold on, I'll summon him for you. Where is he? There he is. He does stuff, so we just gotta wait for him to do things. There will be no more Hildebrand until we finish Heavensward. Heavensward 1.0. Or patch 3.1. There we go. Then we can do the Hildebrand quest. And Briarden, who was the elf inspector, he also has a quest line. Not connected to Hildebrand's, but we will do his as well. We'll just do them connected, I think. I don't know if his is as separated as Hildebrand's. Hildebrand's has clear beginnings and endings, so... Tomorrow is a little awkward because it is Mother's Day, so we will be starting the stream probably later than usual. I do not know when it will start, unfortunately, because I have no way of knowing when I will be returning home. When do I usually start? I usually start at 4 my time, 5 p.m. EST. It'll probably be 6 or 7 EST at the... I will know more information once I arrive. If I do get home in time, I won't start. So assume 6 p.m. EST as of right now. But it will definitely happen, and we will definitely finish the Realm Reborn. And so it could technically go quite long. I don't know how long patch 2.55 is off the top of my head. So there he goes. Oh, and then little Nashu's there too. We'll turn it this way so you can see. But yeah, it's been fun. I had not done the Hildebrand questline in a very, very, very long time. When Godfrey pulled out his little hammer and it became a giant hammer, I could really only think of one thing. There she is. I know, it was so funny. I honestly didn't remember a lot of that questline. It was very funny. It has a very Japanese style sense of humor, so it was very good. So yes, assume 6 p.m. EST. I will keep the Discord updated, and we'll go from there. But thank you so very, very much for being here. If you would like that update of when that tomorrow stream is going to be, because it is going to be awkward, you can follow. You will get faster updates on the Discord where I'll be like, hey, I can't be here, so we're pushing it back an hour or such and stuff. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, and goodbye.